alone in the tower for the first time. Rookie Chase is juggling ambulances, a lost kid, and a drunk man who is acting violently.
Just as I was thinking what else could happen, I just saw this one guy going real quick. He hadn't even swum a stroke yet.
At 2 p.m, police contact the tower. A body has been reported off the cliffs.
Guys, we need to launch the ski.
No one knows whether the person is dead or alive.
I'll get a tube, hold on.
Mate, stay in the tower.
What's happened, just so I know?
Just there's a body in the, apparently around the golf course.
Reidy assigns trainee Jake to man the tower. A trainee wouldn't normally be given the responsibility of manning the tower, but there are just 3 lifeguards left to patrol Australia's busiest beach.
Hopefully it's not a person, but, you know, more than likely could be.
Not sure whether it's in the water. Police rescue has been called and on their way.
Lifeguards must assume the person is still alive, somewhere at the base of the cliffs. There's only one way to get there. But locating the victim means putting their own lives at risk. As Reidy finally makes it onto the rocks, police direct him to the reported location. Back in the tower, trainee Jake has been holding the fort all on his own.
On the lifeguard safe speaking. Hi. Sorry, this is not a really good time to call. Can you please call back in about half an hour? It's been really busy. Thank you, sorry, bye.
Reidy hasn't been able to locate the body. Air and Police Rescue join the search.
They can't see the body, but they're assuming that it's on the cliff and the helicopter's hovering, so I don't think it's in the water. That's the latest update we've had. Nothing from the police yet.
Eventually, the victim is found. A deceased man.
Nothing to do with us now. It's like right up on the top of the land.
With police now in charge, lifeguards can return to the beach.
Yeah, they've declared the area a crime scene, so...
Copy. We're out. We're gone.
The man has been dead for some time, but lifeguards never make assumptions.
Only not too long ago we did go around and the person was alive and, we made the right decision to go in the water.
For trainee Jake, being thrown in the deep end was a challenge.
He had a massive role. He had to do probably 3 or 4 things at once.
Yeah, it would have been extremely stressful up in the tower.
It's just a bit overwhelming. I had 2 phones ringing and I was contacting the helicopter and I was doing 4 or 5 things at once. My brain was just racing,
A man has been pulled lifeless from dangerous surf.
Put it down.
No pulse, no breathing.
23, 24, 25.
There's foam coming out of his mouth. It's pretty intense.
No one knows what happened or how long the man was face down in the water. Every second is critical.
My role was to look after the head, make sure the airways were open.
Don't worry about the oxygen chest.
You've got a big patient, it can be quite difficult.
Shock advised. It is safe. Touch the feet.
Okay, straight in again.
If needed, begin CPR.
With Troy, Casey and Noah all on the resus, there's only one other lifeguard for the whole beach.
It was super dangerous, lots of rips running. Will was 200 metres away. We could have another 5 people drowning at once.
At that moment, Will has got problems of his own at North Bondi.
Hey, guys!
Help me!
Hey! Help! Hey, let go of the forward!
I'm here.
There's people in dangerous spots. Everybody's focused on the resus. I made the call.
I might hit the shark alarm here. All 4 of them are on this resus. I've got no one else for the beach.
Yeah, copy.
There are rare occasions where we can use a shark alarm for something else, such as clearing the water for a mass rescue or a first aid.
Finally, a sign that their desperate efforts aren't in vain.
Analyzing.
I could just start seeing a little bit of a rise and fall in his stomach. Are you getting a pulse? Yeah, I've got a pulse. Okay, let's roll in and just roll in for a second. Ready? We've rolled him onto his side into the recovery position, and the whole crowd starts clapping. Fine. Just shows that there is a lot more awareness out in the public. They knew he was conscious. They knew we've got him back to life.
Central Detroit, ambulance is in.
When the paramedics arrive, we've done what we can do to give this patient the best chance of survival.
The patient from Sydney is thought to have suffered a medical episode in the surf. He's since made a full recovery.
You two, you okay? Yeah.
Mid-afternoon, and Max monitors the north end.
Yeah, mate, it's flying out. Yeah, I'm doing it, mate. I can see from here.
Experienced lifeguard Skeeny patrols the middle of the beach, 500 metres away.
This afternoon, we do have very, very tricky conditions. It's starting to go low tide now, so the water's really going to start running out through all these rips, and the rips are really strong today, so we'll see what happens. Might be a couple little rescues on.
The north end is often safe for swimmers, but not today. Parallel to the rocks, a rip known as the Bondi Express is looking for passengers.
I was in the tower and I was just looking out, and there was this little girl and she was in the rip and she was struggling.
Brother, it looks like the water is just rocketing through there. Yeah, I'm gonna jump out quickly.
Is Max coming? Yeah.
Oh, it's a little girl as well.
Once the North Bondi Express gains momentum, it's impossible to swim against.
Hi, thank you so much.
Patrolling North Bondi alone, Max is responsible for the safety of hundreds of beachgoers. Within moments, he's back in the water.
Max is still out there, eh?
Gone again. I got back and I was looking out in that rip to see if anyone was in it, and there was 3 people in there, and they were travelling really fast, so they were in a bit of trouble.
3 swimmers are 50 metres from shore and going out to sea.
Just relax. You all right, buddy?
He's got 3 on there, eh?
The north corner rip is just really deep, and the water is just flying out at the moment.
Central is skinny.
Yeah, go ahead, this is Flags.
Just saw young Max back out there.
Yeah, I'll head down there now.
Yeah, might be good idea. He's got 3.
Deano and I, we've grown up around Maroubra. We're family friends, and he's taught me a lot. I'm definitely very close with Skeeny.
The speed of the rip is visible from the tower as Max and the 3 swimmers are swept further out.
Well, I knew I couldn't have all 3 of them on the board. Oh, God.
Put 2 on, hanging on. 3.
I just asked him if he was a good swimmer, and he said, yeah, he could manage himself, so he just swam off to the rocks. I just got the other 2 ladies, one on the front, one on the back.
He's gonna hellman it.
I hope he hellman.
He's got one at the front, one on the back.
The Hellman is a bold rescue manoeuvre for a first-year lifeguard.
So yeah, the Hellman is where you got one person on the front, like a normal rescue. You got a person on the back that you're gonna hold with your legs so they don't fall off.
He's got the hellman. I think Skeeny's gonna go help him anyway.
I just remember seeing Jethro do it one time. I was like, oh, I'll give it a go. And so yeah, I just always thought about pulling it off and proving to the boys, proving to Jethro that I can do it as well.
I thought when I was racing out there that I definitely would have been grabbing one of the patients, because when you get 2 people, it can be really tricky.
Loaded with 2 people, Max sets himself up for the return trip.
Oh, you might get this out.
To be honest, when that wave started to grow in front of us, the girls started like screaming a little bit. I was just going, oh no, it's fine, but in the back of my mind, I was semi going, oh no, myself.
Oh my God, he's done it. Oh my God, he's done the hellman.
Yes, mate. I'm trying to race out, and here comes Max doing the hellman, coming down a wave with a smile from ear to ear.
Like, I'm skinny, I just let him go.
That was all time.
Seen Skeeny flying out and he was going, "You want me to take one?" I was like, "Nah, mate, I've got this, eh?"
Empty-handed, Skeeny checks no one else is in trouble.
Yeah, in a way I got snubbed, but it was a good snubbing.
Well done, Maximus. Well done.
We were just swimming and then we were chatting and then we got caught in a rip, and that was how easy that was to happen. I'm never going to go into a rip again.
Blokes with years of experience wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Throw one on the front, one on the back, leg lock and paddle in.
Yeah.
Killed it, mate. That was unreal. Max is one of those kids, I've known him since he was about 6 years old, and what he just done, it was a real good effort. I was proud of him.
It's just starting to open up now. That tide's really starting to drop. 5 or 6 more people just lost their feet and started to panic.
Oi! Oi! Go in! Go in!
There are now 6 swimmers in trouble and only 1 lifeguard.
Yeah.
Saw him go in, I was like, oh, this is on. I started thinking I might have to go in here.
Yeah, central to Jethro.
Backup is 800 metres away at the north end.
Mate, there's a few more heads down there. It might even be worth just heading down that way, mate.
Usually the horn's really useful to clear a path, but on this day the horn wasn't working.
I was looking at other people in trouble thinking, geez, we need a few more lifeguards out here. Hey, buddy! Oi! 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 Swim to me! Swim to me!
A man further in struggles to stay afloat. Trainee lifeguard Berkey is off duty and faced with a decision.
Mate, that guy was properly drowning. I knew I had to go.
But has the new recruit left his run too late? As the rip intensifies, yet more swimmers are sucked out.
Yeah, central to North Rhino. There's about 5 heads now, so worth going in when you get there.
You've got to get on the board. Lay off your stomach. Stomach. No. Copy, don't go ahead. 3 arms out of the water.
Jethro finally arrives with first-year Bondi lifeguard Jack. Reidy, Berkey and a volunteer lifesaver manage 5 patients. 2 more swimmers cling to a small bodyboard. Jack heads for the 2 swimmers who are waving, when Jules identifies yet another person in trouble.
There's a chick close to shore who's like practically drowning.
Wait.
You can't ignore when people are in distress.
PA Jack and tell him to turn around and go for the chick into his right. She's the priority.
There's now only 1 lifeguard left on the entire beach.
By the time I grabbed the megaphone, Jack had gone past it. I just had to get in there.
Jethro's going in.
People drown in a minute. You think they're sweet and they just sink, so you can't really leave that up to chance.
Escalated quickly.
Bruno Chent is visiting from Hong Kong with his family.
We were looking for you in the wrong spot the whole time.
I am on the pedal. I try to swim as hard as I can. My kids are also here, so I'm really happy.
My dad seeing? Glad you're okay.
This is my 5th summer on the beach. You know, it's time for me to really step up. We've got a lot of new, inexperienced lifeguards, and you know, that puts me in a position to be someone to look up to.
No more swimming in the south corner.
Most people who can't swim keep the ocean at a safe distance. But when the tide's out, Bondi's shallow sandbanks beckon. What few people realise is how easy it is to be swept into deep water.
Central to Hop, there's 4 guys, just look like they're coming off that sandbank. They're in front of 3rd ramp. Mate, you're gonna have to go.
Hoppo is on his own, but 4 men are in trouble. He must prioritise who to rescue first. The first man is standing. Hoppo passes another 2 as he sees the man furthest out is in the most trouble.
touched the bottom, but is still panicking. As he disappears under the waves, Hoppo has only one way of getting him out before the next wave hits. Meanwhile, Bisho and Danny help the other three.
I got him there.
As one man is swept off his feet, he's gripped with fear in the unfamiliar conditions.
Stand up, mate, stand up.
Bisho has some simple advice.
Put your feet down and stand up.
He's too scared to listen. The men are from landlocked Nepal. It's Ashok's first visit to a surf beach.
I just lost control. I am the only son of my parents. If I was not here, they will... I don't know how they will feel.
Mate, how you feeling now, all right?
Hey? Thank you very much for saving my life.
Because when I got there, all I could see is your hair. You were under the water and your hair was spread along. I had to grab your hair. Do you remember? You feel that? You wouldn't have felt it, yeah? Because you were going under.
I don't know how to swim.
Don't know how to swim? Very lucky.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no worries. That's
Thank you very much for saving my life.
No worries, mate. Good you're okay.
Skipping the traineeship, Chase has gone straight to a fully fledged position.
Copy.
Today, Chase is learning the ropes under the supervision of Lockie.
I was leaving the real lady at Trainee.
But then, Lockie is called to a job.
Hey, Chase. Yeah, copy, thank you. There's just a chick with pain, Chase. Can you get off of these? I'm back here. Yeah.
The first time when I was in the tower on my own, I was sort of in a bit of shock at the start. I was heaps nervous.
I'd love to get a little bit more fluid into Nunley. It's really hot. Had any chest pains before?
This whole beach is pretty much on my head right now. So if anything happens, it's coming to me.
Ambulance, please. So there's an older lady with chest pains up in the car park. We currently have 3 lifeguards on standby up there with Oxy and the defib.
We've got some paramedics coming to check you out.
In the tower, Chase must be the field marshal, directing troops and resources. But every distraction limits his focus on the water. The lost kid isn't the only distraction.
It's a really funny thing to do, but and he's like trying to punch everyone on the beach.
Whereabouts?
So, he's just... Where is he? Where is he? Somewhere over there. He's just, he's really drunk. He's sweating really. And they told me to call the cops.
Yeah, I'll just get someone to come up. I'm going to stay here, but I'll get someone on the beach to come walk up. Yeah.
Thanks.
In the flags.
Responding to Chase's call, Troy investigates.
I'm just calling regarding an incident down at Bondi.
We're going to get the police down.
There's a drunken man who's been causing a bit of a ruckus on the beach, punching people.
I was really overwhelmed. It was getting heated. I was trying to call the ambulance, trying to call the cops, trying to call all the boys on the beach for the lost child, as well as trying to watch the water as well, which is the main priority.
Amidst the chaos, the water remains Chase's highest priority.
Just as I was thinking what else could happen down at Bondi Beach, I just saw this one guy going real quick. He hadn't even swum a stroke yet. Only a matter of seconds before I knew he was gone.
Well, what's it look like down there? From up here, he hasn't really moved much.
Struggling a bit.
Yeah, keep going, mate. Swim towards your left. Towards your left. Left.
But he's just knackered, so he's given up. There's a surfer trying to hold him up now. Yeah, Mario, going, he doesn't look good at all.
With everything going on at that same time, I was just stoked. I didn't really wipe my smile off my face for ages.
No one drowns on the beach, no one drowns in the car park, but in the water, if our observation isn't on point, that's where it happens. And you know, Chase to maintain focus with all the outside distractions and people wanting that tower, and regardless that he's a rookie, he's the captain of the ship and he needs to direct the sailors.